What's good? It's your boy Brandon, Pastor Brandon. In this video, I want to talk about how dating my now fiance, Shanethia Ivy, how it wasn't a convenience to court and date her. Like, I had to literally get outside of what was comfortable to obey God, but now I'm seeing the fruit of it. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving every minute of it. And we're planning our wedding this coming spring. But it didn't start off that way. And I know I talked about this a little bit in the video where I talked about how we met and our story and our journey towards where we are now. But I'm going to share this in kind of from a different angle. Kind of give you all a little more to chew on. I'll be so glad when I can get past this little thing I've been battling, so I can talk and sound like myself again without all this congestion. But nevertheless, in 2024, last year, in the summertime, God had been dealing with me about her. And it was strange, but I was having dreams about her. And just God just was just dealing with my heart about her. Never had these feelings, never thought about this in any way, because I knew her before I married my wife. I've known her when she came to my church. I talked about that a little bit. She was married and she got divorced, and we were in the ministry same time. But to me, she was just Sister Shanethia. Then I took over as pastor, and I became her pastor, and that's just the relationship we had. And so, God had been dealing with me about it, and I didn't want to budge. Like, I didn't want to go for her, because not that I didn't think she was beautiful, not that I wasn't attracted to her, not that I didn't know that she'd make a great wife, but it's just it wasn't convenient to approach her. It'd be way more convenient to talk to somebody outside of my church, or, that was the whole thing. I just wanted to date outside my ministry. Like, I didn't want to talk to or date or court members of the church, because, as pastors, we try to avoid that anyway. So I wanted to be decent and in order and all those things. And so I went along, and I told a story about how I went to Kansas City, and there was a young lady there that I'd known. I know her mother and father very well. Her dad, he liked me, so I had, favor with Pop. And I was asking her father and mother about her. And her father, in so many words, was like, "You don't want my daughter." Like, he was respectful, but he was like, I guess he was just trying to protect her from me or me from her, whatever it was. But he was saying, I think more so, it seemed like he was trying to protect me because he knew his daughter wasn't ready. And that's wise as a pastor, though. Don't just pass, that's his daughter. Don't pass your children off to any man that comes along. So I respected that. And he was just like, she's kind of, she's not really ready to, basically, in so many words, to be married or be dating or courting. But so, I believed what he said. She had left. The first warning was she left service early. I was going to get her number. She left. Who knows what would have happened had I got her number? I don't know. But my fiance, she's always laughing like, yeah, I'm glad she left. But, so when I came back home and the Lord spoke to me about what he wanted me to do, and, we met up at a restaurant, we sat down, we talked, and I basically shared with her what the Lord said to me. And so, fellas, we got to be careful about this. God said, "You my wife." God more so showed me that she was my wife, more though than he said it, if that makes any sense. He showed me that she was my wife. Eventually, he did finally tell me. After about 2 weeks in of us actually dating, then he told me she was my wife. But he showed it to me because, I didn't want to be the one to come out and say it. So I just told her what the Lord shared with me, that I need to start spending time with her, getting to know her, and we need to start talking to each other. It was just kind of that kind of conversation. And, we both stepped out on faith, and yes, it was, some people who didn't like it, they shared their grievances about how they felt, and I knew they would, and That was one of the reasons why, because I don't want to have to deal with all of the things. My wife had just died the previous year, and it's just some things that God does and orchestrates don't make sense to man. And so I was dealing with that, saying, I don't think they're gonna like it. Like, I don't know how to handle this. But at the end of the day, your life is your life. You got to live your life. At the end of the day, everybody's not supposed to understand why God does what he does. And so that's basically what happened. And, we went and got to know each other, started courting, and ended up having a great relationship. About 10 months into the relationship, I proposed to her, asked her to marry me. She said yes, and we've been engaged since June the 21st, and I'm just enjoying this journey towards the wedding, planning the wedding now. We had to do a lot of planning with my future mother-in-law's first 60th birthday, so we've already done that. That's what we've accomplished. That was awesome. Everybody participated, everybody came. Thank you all. It was great to see that smile on her face, and she deserves it. She's like a mother to me, and I prayed that I had that kind of relationship with my mother-in-law, and I love her, absolutely love her, adore her. She feels the same way about me, and it's just awesome. Her family is it's a blessing. And it's just, when God is in it, he's in it. And, the church loves her, my family love her, and it's just a blessing. It's awesome. When God is in it, you're going to have your people here and there that might not like it, but at the end of the day, you can't make everybody happy. But all in all, in time, it'll all be revealed. And, but I love the woman, and I'm thankful that I obeyed God, and I stepped outside of what was convenient and what was comfortable. And that's what you got to do. You got to step out in the deep waters sometimes. And, Jesus walked by faith, stood on the edge of the water and walked the water with the waves and everything, called for Peter to come out there. And, and really what happened was, I'm gonna share this in another video. I'm gonna talk about how we got a prophetic word. I'm gonna do it with my fiance, about how we got a prophetic word that kind of helped us not backtrack and not get weary. And because we had some serious backlash at one point, some really hurtful things were said about us, to us, but God sends the promise to confirm what he said. And that promise from a married couple that we never met, and I'm going to talk about it, we're going to do a video all about that, spoke and confirmed what God said, that we were indeed husband and wife, and that God had called that, and that ministry would come from the fruit of what we've done. And we've had multiple words confirming that, and prophecies and all that. But I'm going to do a whole video about that. All right, y'all. It's your boy, Pastor Brandon. I'm about to head over to one of my favorite spots, Starbucks. So y'all be blessed. May blessings and favor be upon you. In Jesus' name, I'm out.